Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Aish, and in this video I'm just going to be telling you about my new nipple piercing. So if you've watched my previous videos, you will know that I have already had both nipples pierced. However, after filming all my piercings video, which is where I think is the only place I've mentioned my nipple piercings, like in terms of having them both done, I had to take one out as it was rejecting. And basically the problem with my initial nipple piercings is that they were done too deep. Like, my nipples are pretty flat. Like, when I describe this issue that I've had with my piercings to piercers, I describe it as, my nipples are more like hills than mountains. It's not a steep incline. So, when they're flat, it kind of, it looks like, this is near the surface, this is where it's going to go. But that's not my nipple. Like, obviously, when it gets a bit cold, when I get a bit excited, they start to say hello and, boom, there's my nipple. But that is not where my initial piercings were. And that is also part of the reason I'm getting them redone. Like, I do still have the old initial left one in, but the only reason I still have that one in is because I wanted to wait until I got the new one to take it out, as I don't like not having any. And also I just want to take some comparison pictures with the new one and the old one, just so I have that for reference, and also just to send to the guy who pierced me. And that guy, of course, was Julien. I went to see Julien to get this done, and I knew I wanted to get him to do it. There was a bit of a moment where I considered doing it myself, because I was just like, I really want it done now. But I didn't go through with that because I was scared that I would either flinch or, I would be able to line up, do it, put the needle in, but I wouldn't have the courage to push the needle back out again. And yeah, like, piercing yourself, it's not something I'm really into. I'm not really into doing that kind of experimentation, at least with my nipples. I thought it might be okay because I can see them and all that kind of stuff, but I think the fact that it was so painful for me when I got them done initially kind of put me off. Like, I just thought it was going to be like that again. Before I go on to talk about pain in this piercing, I'm just going to kind of give you some context of my day. So you may have noticed I look a bit bummy, and I do not look sort of to the standard that I usually look. And basically I injured my shoulder, so I've spent quite a lot of my evening in A&E, and I wanted to film this video because the experience is fresh in my mind. So I thought, you know what, let me just be more casual and get this filmed while the experience is fresh in my mind. And that is what I'm doing. Like, I'm okay. It wasn't anything major. I haven't broken anything, thank the fucking Lord. But anyway, yeah, so I was already in pain today. So I wasn't nervous like I usually am when I'm going to get pierced. Like, the reason I got the piercing today, still considering that, was that I had to go out for another appointment, and I couldn't cancel that appointment because you lose your deposit. And because it's quite near where Julien is anyway, I just thought, fuck it, let me just still get the piercing. And I'm actually really glad I did it that way, because I was already in pain. I wasn't really thinking about it that much. I wasn't really scared. I did get a bit scared when, we got down to actually doing the piercing and we were talking about jewellery and things like that. But at the end of the day, I trust Julien. Like, he's probably one of the only people that I would trust to pierce me now after having so many bad experiences. And, obviously he made sure I was happy with how it's going to look and all of that kind of stuff. And I was satisfied that it was going to be better than the last one. And yeah, we went through with the piercing, and to be honest, it didn't even really hurt. I think part of it was that I was expecting so much pain because of how much it hurt the first time. And another part of it was that, obviously the first time it was going through so much tissue that obviously it's going to hurt more. And I think the other part of it is just, like, Julien is very good at knowing what moment to pierce me in and, calming me down, and he's just gentle. And that's why I trust him to pierce me, and probably why it was best that I let him do it rather than me, because I think I would be more brutal with myself than he was. Where obviously he knows I'm a wimp, and he tries to accommodate. But yeah, I'm really happy with the piercing, and I'm pleasantly surprised by the experience. And now I'm going to take out my other one after I've taken a few comparison pics, and I'll let that heal up, and I will be back to see Julien to get that one done. It was a little achy after, but to be honest, like, the ache has completely subsided now. It's just, obviously a little tender if it's touched or leaned on, which is understandable, and that's not something I'm going to be doing often. So yeah, it's just really not a bad experience at all. Thumbs up for that one. I'm going to do it again. But yeah, that was the piercing experience. And as for aftercare, I'm going to try and leave it the hell alone and just rinse with warm water in the shower, because I find that sometimes saline seems to dry me out quite a bit, and I wanted to try leave it the hell alone like fully with a new piercing. However, I wasn't really sure what piercing to try it on, but to me I feel like nipples seemed like a good one, because I remember when I had my like first nipple piercings, the initial ones, I used saline and they got quite dry. So I think this will be a good piercing to try that out on. And yeah, hopefully it will heal a lot quicker than the last ones. But yeah, I'm just going to do that and see how it goes. And then, you know, if it needs some saline, I'll give it some saline. But I do want to try this out, so I'm going to try and be really good with it and really careful with it. And, you know, do my best not to knock it, which is kind of, you know, ideal since I'm being careful with my body at this time anyway. So, you know, I'm just being extra careful basically. As always, I will update you on the healing as time goes on, but for this video, that's all I can really say, to be honest. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Just so you know, I've got loads of new stock over on wholeheartedlondon.com. This new high quality range not only looks stunning, but it's highly polished, internally threaded implant grade titanium, so it's great for your piercings too.